Oh, good morning. Bonjour, Aninga Kina, Nindawimaganaduk. How is everybody today on this bright spring day? Happy Earth Day. Every day is Earth Day. I've seen that written many times, and that's what we think. We're just grateful that we're here and that we have resources to help us. And our goal, as always, is to make sure that our future generations have the same things we have. So every day is an Earth Day for us. Take care of Aki. She's all we have. A little update for what's been going on. First and foremost, I came this weekend from a very successful spring powwow. Miigwech to the powwow committee for all the work that was done. Miigwech to everybody who lent a hand and helped out with everything. There's many of you in there that helped out with that. It's just kind of, it's like I should have got a list, but I don't. So I'd like to just say miigwech for a very successful powwow, over 400 dancers. It was enjoyable to go and visit, to watch the dancing, to see all the many tribal members that came through, the wonderful vendors. Miigwech to that. And in looking at our powwows, this is actually the third one that I've been to this year that's been by KBIC. If I jump back a few weeks, there was a little powwow at the school, in lawn school, and it was Promising Neighborhoods who had did that one. And it was great. Rodney emceed it. We had two drums there. And when Rodney was explaining it and he told everybody they could come down and join it, all the bleachers cleared and everybody came down and danced. And it was really great. And that's the way that, people need to understand that tribes are here. And one of the ways to do that is to educate them in our ways. And it was really nice to see all the kids out dancing and enjoying themselves. And before that one was January, that was Culture Committee. I said on that one, that was our midwinter one. And that one was a nice little Saturday powwow, a little break after the holidays. A lot of work went into that. Miigwech to the Culture Committee for all the work that was done there. And upcoming, we have our summer powwow in July, and then our college has a powwow. So if you look at it, our tribe roughly has at least 5 powwows a year. I think that's wonderful. I think that's great. And what a wonderful events, I want to say, for us just to gather and enjoy ourselves. So miigwech to all the work that goes on with that. Spearing is winding down right now. It was a little bit early due to El Nino. El Nino kind of whacked us out here with our winter, kind of affected our season there when it comes to winter tourism. And our spearing was actually a little bit earlier than that also. So I'd like to say a miigwech to our NRD crew for all the work that they've done with the spearing. That's a lot of work that they do to set up the registrations, to monitor everything, and most importantly, to collect our data. And this is how we show that we harvest in a respectful way to the state and to other tribes. So miigwech to all that work that's done there. And also I'd like to say miigwech to solid waste and to the NRD for the wonderful projects that they had on Earth Day. The collections and the cleanups, wonderful programs. We have a really good tribe. When it comes to things, people gather up and create some of the most wonderful things that make you proud to be KBIC. Another thing that we've started up again, a constitutional committee has started up. And they will be looking at the term limits. That was a referendum vote that was done in 2019. The first one wasn't approved, and they are going back to the drawing board to look at it. There's also additional items that they'll be looking at. So right now, they've approved their bylaws, and they'll be beginning to educate themselves, and then we'll start out with community education projects, and then the delegates will get together. And delegate is anybody in the community. By all means, everybody come in, learn about your tribal history, learn how the Constitution was formed, and how it can preserve, again, for our future generations, how we want to run our government, how we want to be governed. Everybody has an input in onto it. So I look forward to seeing that start up again. Another thing that we were looking at was the boarding school advisory group, and hopefully we'll have an event during Powwow Week on this. We had a wonderful presentation at the KBOCC in the winter months. Mitch was a great part of that. That was a wonderful project. That one was also the presentation was also at the Marquette Powwow, and it was nice to see people going over and looking at it and understanding things. I was with a young tribal member who was really reading it intently and didn't know a lot of things in there, so educating our youth on that It's just a multifaceted educational opportunity so that terrible things like that don't ever happen again. So we look forward to seeing a event coming on this in July with in conjunction with our powwow. We have a lot of activities that go on at the summer powwow, so that will be one of them that'll be tied into that. On some of our projects we have going on, the infrastructure project, we did get the funding for the Lawrence infrastructure project, and we have an environmental assessment that's being completed, and then a request for proposals to begin construction. Our Baraga design is almost complete on paper, and once that's finished, then we'll be looking for funding on that also. Our supportive housing project is also procuring funding right now. That's always the biggest thing. We can, put this stuff down on paper. We have ideas. We put it down on paper. We get the drawing, and then it's the funding that kind of slows us down a little. But the supportive housing project, we have different areas that we'll be looking at for that and procuring some funding for that. Our land claims, as you know, in December, the Senate had passed it unanimously, and now we're waiting on Congress to address our bill. And it's still in the Indian and Insular Affairs Committee. So next week, some of the council and I will be heading over there to begin talking with, of course, our Congressman Bergman and other representatives that sit on the Indian and Insular Affairs committees to see if we can help move this along a little bit faster. As you know, a bill has 2 years, and this is our second year, and we would really like to get this completed this year. Let's see, some of the bigger projects we're looking at, the council has been working with our attorneys, looking at tax litigation. We were exploring the possibilities of a tax agreement and if it's feasible at all. So we've been getting educated on a lot of that. So what does that mean for a tribal member? Well, first of all, according to the Constitution, we would have a referendum vote. And I just want to read out of it that it says, here, hold on, I put a sticky on it, to promulgate and enforce ordinances subject to review, which would provide for any sort of taxes, assessments, or licenses, or obtaining, and I'm kind of skipping over it, or obtaining special rights or privileges in such ordinances may also be applied to members of the KBIC without such review, provided such ordinances have been approved by a referendum of the KBIC, which means that anything like that we would be looking at, if it's amenable, if it seems like it would benefit the tribe and the tribal members, we would first start out by sending a letter to the tribal membership. We would then hold informational meetings in Baraga, Lawrence, and Marquette. There was discussion about doing it online, also having it live, and if we did anything like that, we would put that on our website for members only. If anybody is wondering about that or hasn't done it, I encourage you to go on to the tribal website and apply for the members only portal, and we would put something like that on there. So after all information has been given out, then we would ask the election board to hold a referendum on whether we would want to have a tax agreement with the state of Michigan. We're still a couple months off on that, but nothing would go forward without the approval of the KBIC. And that was just a quick little synopsis of what's been going on. All departments are busy. The council's been busy with a variety of projects. And I'd like to say miigwech to Mitch for starting our little updates back up. I think these are great, and I think this is a good way to reach out to the community and let everybody know what's happening. So, miigwech, and everyone have a good day.